Welcome to Mary and Mike English Channel.
Tom, I received a job offer in a small town.
A small town? You're seriously thinking about leaving Toronto?
The job is better and the salary is higher. But I'm nervous.
Nervous about what?
What if I feel lonely? What if I miss the city?
And today's episode is something a little different and a lot more fun.
That's right. Instead of just talking about city life and country life, we're going to listen to two friends have the conversation for us.
We'd like you to meet Sarah and Tom. Sarah lives in Toronto, a big, busy city. She has just received a job offer in a small town in Ontario, and she is not sure what to do.
Tom moved from the city to the countryside 2 years ago. He knows both worlds, and he is going to help Sarah think it through.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mary.
And I'm Mike.
2 questions for you.
Question 1. Which lifestyle leads to better mental health, city or countryside?
Question 2. There is one English word almost every learner confuses when describing where they live. What is it? Stay with us. We will answer both at the end. Are you ready?
Let's go. Stay focused and enjoy the story. Hey, Sarah, what's going on?
Tom, I need to talk to you. I got a job offer. A really good one. But it's in a small town, Exeter, Ontario. Population around 5,000 people.
5,000? That's very different from Toronto.
I know. I've lived in Toronto my whole life, Tom. I don't know anything else.
Okay, let's think about this together. What do you love about living in the city right now?
Honestly, everything is just there. My coffee shop is 2 minutes from my apartment. My gym, the hospital, the subway. Everything I need is close.
Accessible.
What?
That's the word. Everything is accessible.
It means easy to reach, easy to use.
Everything is accessible. I love that.
What else?
The people, Tom. Toronto is so diverse. On my street alone, I have neighbors from Italy, the Philippines, Ethiopia, Brazil. We have food from everywhere. Art from everywhere. I love that.
It really is one of the most diverse cities in the world. Diverse means many different kinds of people, cultures, and ideas all in one place.
Exactly. And there is always something to do. Last weekend, I went to an outdoor concert on Friday, an art exhibition on Saturday, and a film festival on Sunday.
Okay. I remember that life.
And the career opportunities, Tom. So many companies, so many industries. In Toronto, I can change jobs, change industries, change careers, and still find something.
I know, the city gives you a lot of doors.
So why am I even thinking about leaving?
Let's pause the story for one moment. Did you catch those words? Accessible. Diverse. Let's practice.
Try the sentence out loud right now. In my city, there are many diverse restaurants and everything is accessible. Say it, even if you're alone. Because English improves through use, not memorization.
Now, back to Sarah and Tom. Because Sarah is about to say something very important.
Okay, so why are you thinking about leaving?
I'm exhausted, Tom. I wake up every morning. I get on the subway during rush hour.
Oh, rush hour.
You remember?
I try not to. Rush hour is the time in the morning and evening when everyone is traveling to or from work. The subway is so full you can't move. Traffic doesn't move. It's just people everywhere, all the time.
Every single day, Tom. I spend 1 hour going to work, 1 hour coming home, 2 hours a day on a crowded subway. That's 10 hours a week.
That's a lot of your life.
And it's not just the commute. The noise never stops. Car horns, construction, sirens at 2 a.m. Last Tuesday, I couldn't sleep because there was construction outside my building. At midnight. Midnight, Tom.
I don't miss that at all.
And the cost, Tom. I earn a good salary. I really do. But after rent, food, transportation, I'm saving almost nothing. I'm living in a one-bedroom apartment and I can barely afford it.
That's the thing about the city nobody tells you. More money coming in, but more money going out.
And the air. Have you noticed the air in the city? Some days you can almost feel it when you breathe. That gray cloud that sits over downtown.
You mean smog. It's a mix of smoke and fog, a kind of dirty air created by cars and factories. On bad days in Toronto, you can actually see it.
Yes, smog. I noticed it more recently. I'm not sure if it's getting worse or if I'm just more tired of it.
Probably both.
So, Tom, tell me about your life now. Honestly, is it better?
Honestly, yes. But it's not perfect.
Tell me everything.
Okay, the first morning I woke up, I opened the window and just stood there. Birds, wind in the trees, silence. Real silence, Sarah. Not the city kind where it's just quieter noise. Real silence.
That sounds incredible.
The pace of life is completely different. Pace of life. That means how fast or slow people move through their day. Nobody rushes. The guy at the bakery always says good morning and actually means it. My neighbor brought me vegetables from his garden last week.
Community.
Exactly. The community here is something I never had in the city. Community means the people around you, your neighbors, local businesses, everyone who shares the same place. In a small town, people tend to know each other. People look out for each other. Studies show that people in rural areas report lower levels of anxiety and stress, cleaner air, slower pace, less noise. The data supports it. I didn't have that in Toronto.
I want that. I really do.
And Sarah, my rent is half what I paid in Toronto. For a bigger place with a backyard. I'm actually saving money now.
Okay, but Tom, what's hard?
Let's pause again. Beautiful moment there. Did you hear Tom's words? Pace of life, community, rural.
These are the words that make your English sound natural when you talk about where you live. Not just it's quiet, but the pace of life is slower. That's the difference.
One more. Tom said rural area. Rural means relating to the countryside, far from cities, small towns, open land. The opposite of urban. Urban means relating to a city. Urban, rural. Say both of those.
Now, Tom is about to be very honest with Sarah. Listen carefully.
Okay, you want the honest truth?
Yes.
The first month, I felt isolated. Isolated means alone, separated from people and places you're used to. I didn't know anyone yet. I had no coffee shop where people recognized me. No friends nearby. I had space, clean air, silence. But I was lonely.
That's my biggest fear, Tom.
I know, and it was real. For about a month, it was genuinely hard. But then slowly, things changed. I joined a hiking group. I started going to the same bakery every Saturday. I talked to my neighbor. That's how community builds. It doesn't come automatically. You have to go toward it. But when it comes, it's stronger than anything I had in the city.
What else was hard?
Transportation. I need a car. The nearest supermarket is 18 kilometers away. The nearest big hospital is 40 kilometers. For small things, inconvenient. For emergencies, you feel it.
And entertainment?
Less, definitely less. No cinema nearby. No live concerts. If I want a real night out, I drive to the city, which I do, sometimes.
And work? Can you work from there?
Most of the time. The internet is okay. Not great, but okay. On bad days, it's slow. Very slow. If you need fast, reliable internet every day for your job, you need to check that first before you move.
This new job is partly remote, so I could work from home a few days a week.
Then it could work. Really work.
Tom, do you regret it?
Not at all. Not even for a minute. But, and this is important, it was the right decision for me at this point in my life. Country life wins, but only if you build your community, if you don't feel isolated. Isolation has its own mental cost. I needed the slower pace. I needed the space, the quiet environment. For someone else, maybe a 25-year-old who wants to build their career and social life, the city is the right answer. There's no one right answer, Sarah. There's only the right answer for you.
But Tom, what if the isolation is too much? What if I can't handle it?
Then don't go fully rural on day one. Have you thought about a suburb? A suburb is not the countryside, and it's not the city center either. It's in between. Quieter, more space, lower cost, but still close enough to the city when you need it. Think of it as a soft landing.
A suburb? Like the best of both worlds?
Exactly. Urban, suburban, rural. 3 options, not just 2. Start where you feel comfortable.
I think I'm going to take the job.
Yeah?
I think so. I need to try something different. I'll miss the city. I know I will. But I think I need this.
Then go. And call me when the silence keeps you awake the first night.
You think it will?
Probably. It did for me. But then you'll learn to love it.
Before we come back, a quick pause. If this episode is helping your English, do us one small favor. Hit the like button.
Subscribe now to Mary and Mike English channel.
It helps more learners find us, and it keeps us making free episodes like this one.
We really appreciate it. Now, let's pull together everything you just heard and answer those 2 big questions.
What a conversation. What a real, honest conversation.
Now, for real conversations, here are phrases you can use right now.
To give your opinion, you can say, I prefer city life because everything is accessible. I enjoy the countryside. The pace of life suits me. I need the energy of an urban environment.
To compare, you can say, cities are more exciting, but the countryside is more peaceful. Country life is cheaper, but cities offer more opportunities.
To talk about a disadvantage, you can say, one thing I don't like about city life is the noise. The countryside can feel isolated if you don't know anyone. The pace of life in a big city can be exhausting. And now, the moment we've been waiting for, our 2 questions from the very beginning.
Question 1. Which lifestyle do studies show leads to better mental health? City or country?
The answer, country life. Studies show that people in rural areas report lower levels of anxiety and stress, cleaner air, slower pace, less noise. The data supports it. But, and Tom said this himself, only if you don't feel isolated. Isolation has its own mental cost. Country life wins, but only if you build your community.
And question 2. The English word that almost every learner confuses when describing where they live?
The word is suburb. A suburb is an area near a city, quieter, more residential, but still connected to the city. Many learners call a suburb the countryside, but it is not the countryside. It is not rural. It is in between. A suburb is close to the city. A rural area is far from it. If you live in a suburb and call it the countryside, native speakers will be confused. Now you know the difference.
And that is our episode. Today you learned the vocabulary of city life and country life. And you can now talk about this topic in real English.
Now, it's your turn. Write 1 sentence in the comments. Tell us, where do you live? Do you prefer city life or country life? Just 1 sentence in English. See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.